So I want to talk about something that's pretty important. How do you stay inspired to do art, especially when things are kind of crazy around you? One thing that we have to remember as artists or as people who just like to do art is that art is just important as legal, as medicine. Art is just important, is just as important as a teacher or as, any of the other professions that we thought were important. I went through a period of my life where I was thinking that what I did as an artist wasn't as important as a doctor, a lawyer, or a judge. It is as important. When you really think about it, everything around us is art. I could have sat at my normal desk where I normally sit, but I sat here because I actually like the way this looks. The green with the brown here, the stairs going up this way, but my head going this way. I'm setting up the composition. That's filmmaking stuff. But my point is that's art. If we take, one thing I like about the Japanese culture is that everything they do is about art. Every single thing they do is about art. And so the way you live your life is about art. And when you think about it, as creatures, we are art. What do you mean by we're art? Let's look at the fact that all of us look different. If we weren't art, we would all look the same. What's the point of making people look different, right? The human mind is so powerful that at a high level of awareness, we would be able to distinguish between who is who, even if we all look the same. That's how powerful I believe the mind is. However, at our current state of awareness as humans, I don't think that we're there. I believe that we would be able to manipulate the molecules of our body and walk through walls. That sounds far-fetched, but when you really think about it, the human mind is infinite. And if it's infinite, infinite means we can arrive at the level where we have the level of awareness where we could do things like that. With all that said, every single thing that we do and everywhere that we go, and our cars, that's art. We choose a red car versus a blue car. We choose to cut our hair this way. I chose to wear these glasses instead of the glasses I normally wear in my videos. Why? Because it's just an aesthetic difference. Like everything is aesthetics, right? The aesthetics of how we talk. I choose to say this word. Why did I say this word? Because I thought it was more colorful, right? We choose to explain things different. We choose to dress our tables up for Thanksgiving different or whatever holidays you celebrate. People choose things based on art. The architecture of the house that you live in or the apartment that you live in, how you set the apartment up. Even if you say, well, I just have everything thrown everywhere. Well, there is some point, even if you only go to certain websites because you like the way the user interface looks. The user interface is basically how the website looks. That's art. We choose people based off of who's pretty, who's cute, and all this other kind of stuff. All this stuff is art. So if art is all around us and we can't get away from it, even the doctor, the lawyer, the way that the instruments that they use are designed, a lot of it has to do with art. It's called industrial design. A lot of it is functional, but also there is an aesthetic component to it. Aesthetic meaning there is a part of it that they want it to look good. They want it to work. That's the first thing, right? Function over aesthetics, but at the same time, they do have a part where they want it to look good. And so I just wanted to put this on your mind and help you remember that if everything is art around us, then we have to treat it seriously. We have to take art, the subject of art, seriously. And if we're taking it seriously, then we make time for it. And if we make time for it, then we deem it as important. I went through periods of my life where I was thinking to myself, oh, I don't have time to do art. I don't have time to paint. And I found that I wasn't as happy during those time periods. I actually found years of my life where I wasn't teaching. I was doing other jobs. And I just said, I don't have time to do, to draw pictures, right? I literally dissipated it down to, I don't have time to draw pictures. I didn't even call it doing art or creating art, right? I say, yeah, I don't have time to draw pictures. If you don't have time to do that which you love, then what is the point? Are we just a battery for the system? Are we just here to pay taxes and pay our rent and bills and take care of our children? Not saying that those things are important. Those things are ultra important. But if you truly love doing art, but you don't make time for it, I would think that it would be a good idea to question why. If you are watching this video right now, you have time to do art. You could actually stop this video right here. As much as I would want you to finish it, you could stop this video right here and go do some art. You might say, I don't feel like it. I just feel like looking at YouTube. I've actually went through that before too, where I'm just scrolling and I'm watching people do art. I'm watching people talk about doing art and all this other stuff, but I'm not doing the art myself. You want to make time to do it. It's very important. It's important to your sanity. It's important to your mental health. And right now, mental health is a big buzzword. You know, there's a huge arena where now, especially since COVID, where we're talking about mental health, you know, the importance of taking care of one's mental health. Well, here's the thing. Doing art is a part of that. There are other things to do like exercising, meditating, praying, journaling, whatever. You know, doing art is similar to those things. I don't make it less than or more than any of those things that I just mentioned. You may say that, well, you know, my religion, I pray, prayer is so important, this, that, and the other. And I agree, it is very important. But I also believe that doing the things that you love is very important. You have your own rules and guidelines for your life, and everybody has their own way that they like to do it. But the fact that you clicked on this video tells yourself that either you know or you're wondering if art is important to do, even in times where things seems to be on fire all around you. If you liked what you heard in this video, I invite you to click that like button. The reason why is because it helps people find videos like this. We need more artists. We need more in our community, people speaking out about this. There are other videos online where people talk about this, and I'm so happy that they're there, but we need more people to understand how important art is. I realize that the school system, whenever a city or counties, you know, whenever they have to budget cut because of, you know, financial constraints, what happens a lot of times is the art programs go. And that's very sad, because as a teacher of the past 25 years, a quarter of a century, I can tell you, I've seen my own children, as myself and other students, excel in other categories, math, science, reading, all these other things when they do art. I know for a fact that this helps students. You know, I just think that a lot of times we dumb it down, we belittle it, and we say, oh, that's just coloring and doing, you know, things that we, you know, expendable. You know, we could just cut that out, the arts. And I think it's a bad idea. As art gets cut in a lot of places, we want to think about how important it is. Otherwise, we'll be in a situation where a lot of people just aren't doing the things they love. And then you see people feeling a little irritated, feeling a little empty inside. And it's not very fun to be around those kind of people. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you do some art today. I really hope that I inspired you. That was the whole goal of this video, is that I want to inspire you to take your art practice serious, whether you're trying to earn money off of it or whether you're just trying to do art because you love it. And that's another thing, is that I thought that if I wasn't earning money off my art, then it wasn't that important. Especially here in America, a lot of things, you know, revolve around earning money, which is good. It's a very good thing to earn money. But even if you aren't earning money off doing art, it doesn't mean that it's not important. All right? So go do some art, and I'll see you in the next one.